So it's turned out that Vizeh has dropped another video, fam. Like he's one of my favorite football content creators, right, on YouTube, bro. Like I'm just like Stanley from The Office. You know that meme where he's like looking at it, stands up and he walks up real quick, dude, with his newspaper, bro. That's how I'm like to certain content creators, like especially Vizeh, bro. Like I like this guy, right? But he's dropped a video, right, saying the problem with Gary Neville, and for me, like for me, right, like I spoke about Gary Neville a few days ago when I was doing the DR Sports video breakdown on is Ruben Amorim the right manager, because the DR Sports weekend roundup group, right, they actually got into the topic of Manchester United legends like Paul Scholes, like Gary Neville, right, speaking about the manager, even scrutinizing his tactics, not basically helping him, bro, piling more pressure on. And for me, guys, like I love Gary Neville, I do. United legend, bro, United legend. Like when he first started off, right, as a pundit, I thought he was brilliant, but throughout the years, there's been some certain like talking points where he's been flip-floppy, being inconsistent about, right, especially when it comes to Manchester United manager, because when Oli was the manager, he basically said that, like, I'm not gonna criticize Oli because he's my mate, but he goes and criticizes guys like Ten Hag, guys like Ruben Amorim, guys like Ralph Rangnick, right? And for me, like, there needs to be a certain level of honesty, a certain level of not integrity, but like fairness when you're a pundit, especially when you're a Manchester United pundit, because you are again like a voice for the fans. Gary, you are also a Manchester United fan too, so you should be level-headed, right, in a criticizing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But guys, enough for rambling. Let's just get this man started with this video. Interestos, Vamonos.
Hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. This weekend that just went by, we had the...
Shout out to my bro. Like, I like Vizeh, bro. I like Vizeh, fam. Especially when he starts talking about Burnley, bro.
Beforehand, these two established top six clubs were more likely to fight relegation than being in any top six conversation anytime soon.
I agree.
Manchester United we're talking about here. Tottenham Hotspur got the win, James Maddison scored, and got that massive 3 points. I'm looking forward to them dropping points against mid-table teams again next week. Who does Spurs play next weekend? Here we go. Oh god, they play against
Ipswich away, and Ipswich did beat them as well. It was what's that kid's name now? Sammy Smodic as well, that scored past them.
And then beating either Bournemouth at home or Ipswich away. I put my house on the line. If Spurs somehow beat both Bournemouth and Ipswich, I will start off a video doing the gritty. It is not happening. Anyway, of course, after the game, everyone goes deep into Manchester United, as always. Ruben Amorim under pressure again. People comparing the likes of Marcus Rashford doing well at Aston Villa and Anthony doing very well at Real Betis right now. Anthony is doing so well for Real Betis that people are now saying that Lionel Messi is on fraud watch.
I know we've not gone to the topic yet, but this is what I was thinking. I was genuinely, guys. Hey, listen. Sometimes on this channel we tend to get carried away. We like look at my friends and my subscribers, guys. Like we tend to get carried away in this channel, right? But I was like, Anthony's balling out of Real Betis, bro. Like I wanted to see, like, if Anthony can do that, bro, like of course Messi is this freaking Lionel Messi, right? But I wanted to see him in the Premier League, bro, where there's like way less space. Because Anthony, dude, like he looks like an friggin' he looks better than Gareth Bale at the moment right now, bro. All right, let's continue.
Champions League final 2011.
Yeah.
Manchester United are now 15th place, and fortunately for them, they are only 10 points ahead, 17th place Wolves. They probably will not be going down this year, but I think on behalf of everyone, you might as well put them out of the misery and just do it now. But this video is not really about Manchester United more than it is about a certain individual and a person that has got a lot of praise and plaudits in the last couple of years.
Exactly.
Seen as almost a sensible voice, a person to come to when you're going to speak about Manchester United.
Yes, Vizeh. Yes, lad.
Across that way in the media. That, of course, is Gary Neville. And after the game, of course, Gary Neville coming out against Manchester United as always and speaking his 2 cents on it. And I saw this article article by The Telegraph, and I want to kind of delve into this because I found it really interesting. The headline being by Alan Tyers, "It is time for Sky to stop letting Gary Neville cover Manchester United." Since he's been part of Sky Sports, I've always seen videos of him talking about what needs to change at United. If it was under Ruben Amorim, if it was under Ten Hag, if it was under Ragnick, if it was under Solskjaer, if it was under Mourinho, if it was under Van Gaal, he's been there always giving his 2 cents and, when needed, punching his club down. Sometimes that can be seen as justified. Someone that does know within the club, the ins and outs and what's going on, to give a down-to-earth opinion that is easily digestible. There's only one issue with this that I find. So comment below your thoughts on Gary Neville, and even Jamie Carragher for that matter, and kind of how do you see Sky Sports? I see some people often, a game between, let's say, Fulham and Nottingham Forest, right? Whatever game is on Monday Night Football, for example, which is between 2 teams in the mid-pack, for example, or maybe a relegation scrap, for Everton versus Wolves, whatever it is, right? So, okay, looking forward to 10 minutes of Everton and then 1 hour about talking about how bad Manchester United are. Do you see that a lot? When you...
Yeah, you do see a lot on Monday Night Football. That is generally true, especially when the game's over around like the 10 o'clock-ish time, 11 p.m. time, because usually now what they start to do, right, is they bring on special guests, your Thierry Henrys, your Emmanuel Petits, your Theo Walcott's, right, to speak about other things too, but they do tend to spend a lot of time basically speaking about a game that happened 2 days ago and not the basically game that's being played on Monday Night Football. So I've seen it a few times, guys.
About 2 teams, and really 10% is about the actual teams in the actual game, and the rest of it is talk about how bad United are. Comment down below your thoughts, like and subscribe, and of course Vizeh Designs for the best football prints all made by myself, over 1,000 prints, and thank you for the support. Use code Vizeh for 50% off all items. Let's go. Believe it or not, Gary Neville's opinion on how he speaks about the club goes a long way, and it can also already structure people's opinions about a club or a manager or a player, and people just kind of ride off his opinions at times. And when you're someone like Sky Sports, and people have already gone into, we should stop having Jamie Carragher commentate on Liverpool games. It's like watching Liverpool fan TV sometimes. And after the 1-0 loss against Spurs, and let's be honest, Ruben Amorim, I did a video when he first joined, I thought he'd be doing a bit better than this, I'll be honest with him, and I do think he's a good manager. I think United are cursed. I think they are just a completely shell of what was once a great football club, and is once full of ego, pressure, and constant demands and constant criticism from every angle possible, from every journalist, every media source, from the fans. Honestly, I can't imagine Manchester United being an environment where a player can got the freedom or the confidence to play their own game. I genuinely don't think it is possible. That's very true. Yeah, it's so true right now. But listen, right, like with Manchester United, there's always a thing, right, of standards. It's the same thing what Real Madrid go through. It's the same thing that Bayern Munich go through, right? Like these big stature clubs, like they demand standards, right? And to play for Manchester United, like you need to have a strong mental strength, dude, like a strong mentality. Like you need to have cojones, dude. Like just look at the standout players like that have played for Manchester United, that have reached legendary status for Manchester United, that have won Premier League titles, that have won Champions Leagues. When you look at Cristiano Ronaldo right now to where he is, like he came in at 17 years old, right, with an ego, bro. He came in, right, with stones. Same thing with Wayne Rooney, where he was Euro 2004, where he was already thinking he's better than the French national team, is better than Thierry Henry when he was 18 years old, bro. He's better than Zidane, dude. Like it takes mental strength to play for a massive team. That's what it is. Because once again, right, when you play for these big teams, like it's not just like 400 million people, and I know that's a lot of people. It's billions of people that will scrutinize you, dude. Like football is the world's of course. It's the world's most famous sport, right? So you've got people in India that watch this game. You've got people in China that watch football, bro, and they're already in billions. Then put on top of that, South America,
parts of North America, like Mexico, like Honduras, like Nicaragua, bro. You go, I mean, Japan. You got a guy in South Korea named Gams. He's got a massive following too. Like billions of people watch football, bro, and those billions of people, majority of them support your Manchester United, your Bayern Munich, your Real Madrid. So they will be scrutinizing you. Africa too, bro. You got politicians speaking about Harry Maguire. You go, I mean, like you have to have mental strength. That's what you have to do. But I think the majority of Man United players right now in this day and age don't have that. They've not got mental strength. Just small criticism, dude. Like they'll go off like it's some world-ending apocalypse freaking thing, bro. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Still, I still thought Ruben Amorim would be doing better than taking United from 13th to 15th in a matter of a few months. Let's be honest here. Gary Neville went at Ruben Amorim after the game, and I found something quite interesting. This is what Gary Neville said. It's absolute madness. The structure of the team is awful. You wouldn't see this in under-9s football. Amorim is really angry. He's going mad at this bench. He's shouting at people. I am not sure what he is angry about. The biggest problem I can see is how this team are set up. This was said despite the fact that in the last week, Gary Neville did an interview regarding his time in this disastrous time managing Valencia, emphasising with the pressures that managers and coaches are operating in. Quote, I always stay clear of being really critical of managers when I'm working for Sky. I've already got multiple images in my head of Gary Neville in like a certain position or at a stadium just ripping into Manchester United. I remember that he was at Cardiff City Stadium one time that I believe United got absolutely tramped by like 4-0 against, I want to say Everton for example, right? And back in the Solskjaer days, just ripping into the club. Gary Neville is of course part of the club and of course part of the Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force. The idea that Gary Neville is part of the regeneration project at Old Trafford is interesting because it would be a conflict of interest if he was to come out and speak badly about the high-ups of Manchester United.
Boom. There we go. 12 minutes in and he said it. For me, yeah. I think that's the obvious thing. Like Gary Neville doesn't want to speak about the higher ups at Manchester United. Your Sir Jim Ratcliffe's, who, by the way, right, it's been reported that he doesn't even know the captain for the women's like Manchester United team. He genuinely asked her, "So what do you do?" That's been reported. Right, Gary Neville, right? Years ago he criticized the Glazers, right, with the whole ownership thing. But right now, since Ineos has come in, there's been nothing about like the ownership. Zilch, bro. Like absolutely nothing being said, right? Because once again, it's a conflict of interest. He knows these people. He knows these people. Your Dave Brailsford. Oh, the Team GB cycling was good now under Dave Brailsford, but yeah, it's football, mate. It's not cycling, dude. Like everybody kept on saying this. Oh, he made Team GB cycling great again. Like, but yeah, boy, my eyes not Team GB cycling, bro. They still got billions of people watching that. You get what I mean? Like Omar Barada. Wilcox, all these guys, dude. Like Gary Neville has met and spoke with these people behind closed doors, bro. So it is a conflict of interest. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, dude. But we'll continue.
United. Therefore, his views on the club and his views on the situation right now is, well, let's just say, can be took with a pinch of salt. Can he really give his true and honest opinion when, if he does say what he really thinks, can really mess up some business decisions that he could be making? In this world, it's all about connections, it's all about networking, and if he was to go out and in some way bite the hand that feeds him, and this isn't to suggest that his only source of income is just by being part of the Regeneration Board, but that's definitely a link that you don't want to tarnish. So to have him not go at the board in the same way, I think is interesting. I do think going at Amarino is very much pointless. What's the point of backing manager to believe in the project he wants to do?
For me, guys, once again, right, I'm backing Amorim in that football team, in that football club. Nobody else. Like literally nobody else. Not the players, not the owners, bro. Not the friggin' bro. Like I'm just backing Amorim, dude, because like United fans know that they are the crap bag that he's been dealt with, dude. It is mental. He is being dealt the worst set of cards ever from what I've seen. all my life supporting Manchester United, I've never seen a manager so set up to fail.
Pretty much has the same team that he first started with. Half through a year, no pre-season. The issue is everyone likes the idea of giving a manager time to implement his system and to implement his culture.
But nobody wants to go through with it.
Likes to give them the time that it would take
Yeah.
to actually do so.
Yeah.
Very rarely things happen so fast, and you may say, "Oh well, look, Slot is doing Liverpool, and he took over basically what was Jurgen Klopp's team and is doing fantastic."
Yeah.
Ignoring the fact that the Liverpool team that he overtook was already a pre-made
Good team.
top level.
Yeah, it's a good team.
With world-class
Alisson,
players
Trent,
already there.
Van Dijk, Salah, McAllister, Gravenberch in there.
You guys tell me, but it's
Yeah.
probably no more than 2. People may say 1. People may say none. Ineos and the
Probably
purchase of
one.
Radcliffe and the club
One.
is strange to
Ahmad.
me in terms of the just constant ways that they've been trying to save money at the club, and it's basically penny pinching every single part of the club.
Yep.
Which doesn't make too much an impact considering the money you've already got paying for the wages of the players. Like, making hundreds of people redundant that has a wage that are combined is probably not equal to just 1 week's of the player's salary.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's justifiable. People may say that, oh well, to make a culture change in a club, you've got to have a complete refresh. I can get the idea of that. I just think in actual process, I just think that it's going to just cause more confusion of what you're trying to do in the first place. What more possibly can be said by Gary Neville or Roy Keane about Manchester United that's not already been said, or is not already obvious? And he has definitely gone much more into the manager, and of course this time nobody has the actual higher ups at the club. Maybe it's reasonable to say that he doesn't really want to attack them because of his own personal interest. And I do want to make it clear, I don't want to completely absolve any critique to Amorim. One thing that I do find quite frustrating is his lack of giving the youth a chance. The literal DNA of the club is based on giving youth.
Yeah, the whole thing of not playing
That's what is on
Chido Obi Martin quicker was a little bit of a disgrace, to be fair. Yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah.
A single touch of the ball.
Yeah.
I find it's a massive shame.
Yeah.
I can't speak on behalf of every Manchester United fan, but I've got a good feeling that they would much rather see these young academy players get given a chance.
Yeah, than
to
those
see
crap
what
bags.
already isn't
Yep.
working now. Because I'll be honest with you, they cannot possibly be doing any worse than what is already happening right now. And United will keep losing, and Gary Neville will always go to the club each week. And in some cases, you got to think of something different to say. And usually in this kind of world, it usually means saying something more and more harsh. And how long can that continue with the idea that United may keep losing and keep failing? Maybe it would be more ideal to have people on board that's not Gary Neville or Roy Keane about United every single week for Sky. Maybe a bit of a fresh look at things could be more helpful. But let's be honest, that won't happen. Because they know that when Gary Neville talks about Manchester United, they get views. He's got his own Gary Neville podcast, which basically every single podcast
So it's a Man United one.
will be
The Man United one.
a podcast from a Manchester
Yeah.
United franchise.
Yeah.
Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher is always a reliable driver of engagement, of headlines, of clicks. So this won't ever change. And a lot of this critique can be said for both Jamie Carragher as well. The reality is, if you aren't a Manchester United fan, Liverpool fan, or if you don't like them, or you just don't care about them, you'll be quite frustrated and just bored of the constant news and publication about both clubs on the Sky Sports channel. Comment down below your thoughts, like, subscribe.
True.
See you next time.
Alright guys, that is the video, man. So again, Vizeh, bro, like spoke facts, absolutely spoke facts, bro. Like it's going to, for me, like the whole purpose of that video, right, was the 12-minute mark, bro. Like with Guy Neville, right, because since he's in that Manchester United that board thing now, he's trying to get the new stadium, those new plans, right, in the like Stretford, like Salford area, done. Like he doesn't criticize the people that are at the top anymore, because once again it's conflict of interest, right? And for me, like you can't, people can't, yes, Ruben Aaron, right, should take a small amount of criticism and small amount of blame, especially when he's giving Chido Obi Martin, right? Like 3 minutes when Rasmus Hoyland was stinking up the entire place. Like I think that Chido Obi Martin is like what 20 minutes to actually like try to affect the game, see how he does, right? But that's the criticism that I can give to Ruben Amorim. Like for me, once again, like, if there's like United fans like trying to say Amorim out, bro, just look at the board. It's the board, man, that have again gave him this bad set of cards, bro. They've gave him a bad hand, bro. And I just wish that like Gary Neville can just say this. Just say like, listen, right? I know these people in private and in public settings. Ineos have given him a bad hand here. They could have done a little bit more, right, to support him in the January transfer market rather than bringing two players in, Patrick Dogu, right, and Aiden Evan. Like, they could have at least brought in like one more striker. You know what I mean? Because that's one of the things that was genuinely missing. They did try to get Maffestel, but Tottenham have got Bayern Munich on freaking what's it called, ransom with that whole hurricane money, right? Apparently, right. So we could have tried to get somebody else, or even just do like a loan deal for like 2 million. Try to do something to help out Ruben Amorim, bro. But guys, that's been the video. Please comment down below if I did make sense. And again, apologies. I do have a stammer, so if you saw my eyes rolling at the back of my head like I'm biting my lip, that's me stammering, guys. So, but yeah, all that, please comment down below. Yeah, and go give Vili, Jesus Christ, go give Vizeh, right, a subscribe. Check out his content, because for me, it's very insightful. It's got some comedic tones behind it as well, and he knows his football. He knows his football, right? But guys, I'm signing out. Keep it real. Peace.